In just a few minutes, I'm going to be visiting with a leader that's in Florida, and he and I are going to be talking about me making a trip to come in to assess his organization. And one of the things I'm going to share with him is I want to make sure I sit in their leadership or staff meeting, because I can tell so much just by sitting in and seeing what takes place. And so I talk about, how well is your organization being led, and how the leadership meetings are led tells a lot of the story. So here's 6 filters I look at for a meeting and how those things go. And I'm not talking about necessarily one-on-one, but a group meeting. It could be team, staff, the leadership of the organization. So, and some of these are just kind of for me, but one I want to look at, does it start on time? Because you may have a group that's 15 people in the room, and if they start 15 minutes late, look at the time that you wasted. Plus you've punished the people that get there on time, and that demotivates your stars a lot of times. So don't waste people's time, start on time, don't show up late. So that's the first one. Another one would be space. I want to see, are they giving people space to share, to offer their feedback, to give their suggestions and recommendations? And then the third filter would be, is it a safe place? Make sure that the meeting is safe, that people can share their failures, their struggles, their difficulties. If not, people are going to be guarded. They're not going to be willing to share where they may need help or where they've maybe failed, and all of a sudden they're making excuses, versus you want to give it a safe place. Here's the fourth filter. There needs to be social awareness. The leader needs to be aware of the leaders and their members, what's going on in their lives. If someone lost a loved one, or they got a child that's maybe being rebellious, or they're having health issues, just be aware of that. I've seen leaders in a meeting, someone shares something, they just move right past that, and that person was struggling, or they were devastated. So be careful about that. Make sure you use good social awareness. And then number 5, the fifth filter would be strategic. The meeting agenda should include the organization's strategic priorities. I've sat in meetings and they talk about everything that's not important, versus focusing in on the things that we need to make sure we take action on. What are the strategic priorities of the organization? So structure your agenda to make sure it accomplishes what you want to, and it's action oriented. Don't spend time on things that don't really matter. And then here's number 6, and I'll wrap it up with this one. It would be speed. The goal is not how fast you get through the meeting. That's not it. However, many meetings I've found is just they meander, they go along, and they take, there's one organization I work with, they were having 3-hour staff meetings. When I started working with them, and then they let me start leading the meetings to show how it was done, we went from 3-hour, very unproductive meetings to an hour and 15 meetings, highly productive, action-oriented. So the goal isn't how fast you can get through the meeting, but make sure you speed through it enough that you don't waste people's time. People check out, they get bored and stuff. So move through in the proper time. So use speed appropriate, not just to get through, but to make sure you're not wasting people's time. So think through your meetings. How well are they being led? Are people engaged? Do they feel like it's a safe space? Do they feel like that you're focusing on the right things? So those are the 6 filters I use when I sit in an organization's staff meeting. I hope this helps you. If you'd like to get more information of different resources, go to scottysanders.com and you can check that out. All right, take care.